For today's speech, Jeff, come on up.
If you don't mind, Tricia, I can move this just a step back.
You can do that, yeah, that's great.
Today, Jereshia Hawk is going to be our speaker. She's speaking from project number 1 for the Competent Communication Manual, which is the icebreaker speech. This speech is designed for the speaker to introduce themselves to the audience and just to get comfortable here speaking in front of an audience. But I was just thinking about this. We always say here in the Rising Star, this is our favorite speech. And I was thinking of all of the speeches and the people that have presented this. I can remember practically everyone that's given this. With your van asking, who am I? You grew up at this, corner of 2 gravel roads. Your life is full of contradictions, like you're not kind of, it was full of change, like Fallon's. I'll try anything, Anna. Life is a twin with Eric, and man, many contradictions. I remember correctly from Carl. That's a great speech. And I remember myself giving the same speech, sharing about this theme in my family's life, about 2 brothers. But today, Jereshia gets to introduce herself to us. It's always fascinating to meet someone new. So with Live Beyond the Expected, Jereshia Hawk.
He's so good at that, isn't he?
I know, right?
All right, well, thank you everybody today. This is my first speech. So when you look back on your childhood, what are some of the first memories that come to mind? Those major events and influences really did shape and mold you into the person that you are today. When I was growing up, I was lost in many ways. My mother leaving when I was 2 and moving out of my father's just 8 years later left me searching for a lot of answers that I'm just now gaining clarity on. So today I'll be sharing with you how a couple of unexpected and somewhat humorous female icons helped me in discovering my why, to live empowered and to live beyond the expected. So I had many influences throughout my childhood and upbringing that shaped me into the woman that I am today. One of the many being Scary Spice from Spice Girls. So some of you may be familiar with this British girl group that was all about girl power, and they paved a new era of independence for young girls in the 90s. And these crazy ladies on a mission to promote a self-reliant attitude among women, and that was manifested in ambition and assertiveness, succeeded with me if no one else. And I had an instant connection with Scary Spice for probably obvious reasons. She looked like me, the crazy hair and all. I was her for like 5 or 6 Halloweens in a row. So I mastered her look, but she really had an influence on me growing up. And after starring in countless Spice Girl concerts of my own, their mission was really becoming ingrained in me. So this group was about empowering me to believe that my authentic self mattered more than how others perceived me to be, and to be confident in who I was and to put myself first. So with numerous record-breaking achievements and inspiring a generation of young women, they lived far beyond what was expected of them, and they taught me to do the same. So another woman that helped me in discovering my why was Elle Woods from Legally Blonde. This movie, if you haven't seen it, was about a blonde sorority girl who was trying to win back her ex-boyfriend by getting a law degree at Harvard. So a lot of people probably think this movie is like a dumb chick flick of some sort, but she taught me a lot about living beyond the expected. Elle had a firm set on her goals, and no matter how difficult they seemed, she rose to the top of her ranks at Harvard Law School. Despite everyone's doubts of her. She dealt with constant adversity because of her appearance, and she wasn't, afraid to call people out on their preconceived notions of her either. She was highly optimistic about her future, even when the road was tough, and she injected her own uniqueness into everything she did. She was girly and bubbly and a killer lawyer. So I was pumped after I first watched this movie. I wanted the MacBook that she had, I wanted the little dog, and I wanted to be just exactly like her. I wanted to dominate in a realm that was not expected of me, and to be myself and remain myself in the process of doing that. So for those of you who don't know me, I am a very bubbly and girly, outgoing person who is an engineer that can also geek out with the best of them. I had many doubts in myself and abilities growing up, and I was afraid of dreaming out loud and voicing what achievements I wanted for myself. When entering college, I switched my major to civil engineering my sophomore year, and it was rare to come across somebody that looks like me in class. I always thought that, you know, I was maybe at a disadvantage or that I wouldn't be able to compete academically with my peers. But in those moments of doubt, Scary Spice and Elwood would come to mind, and they kept reminding me that I'm not the stereotype others may make me out to be, and that I'm not defined by others' perceptions of me. I can accomplish whatever I put my mind to, and I can still remain me in the process. So those women really helped me in discovering myself and discovering my why, to be comfortable in my own skin, and to live beyond the expected. The light has not turned on yet, so I guess I'm going to keep talking about
Sorry.
Oh, it's on. Thank you.
Good work.
That's all.